Have you ever wondered what it's like to work in a hospital? To work somewhere where most people dread going? Being honest, working in a hospital does have its ups and downs, but it's an opportunity to be there for someone who might be at their worst. Regardless of the job that we're doing or wherever we work, we're all interacting with people or interacting with someone who might be going through some kind of struggle in their life. And in my opinion, that's an opportunity. My name is Marcus Strecker, and I've worked in healthcare for just a little over a year now. I started off in home care, I transitioned to a rehab hospital, and now I work at Honor Health as a patient care technician on a cardiac floor. Prior to that, I did work as a lifeguard, I was a wrestling coach, and I worked at a grocery store, so I do have experience in other areas as well. But today I just want to give you guys an insight to how a typical day goes for me as a patient care technician, ways that I believe that you can become more effective, efficient, or excel. And then just a key takeaway or life lesson that I believe I've learned in my time in healthcare. So first off, I just want to give you guys a brief overview of how a day goes for me as a patient care technician. Keep in mind, I am gonna kind of just give an overview and then just some key points that I believe are important. So when I get my day started, one of the first things I'm going to do is get my assignment, which is just a list of patients I'm going to be helping throughout the day. After that, I'm going to get a report from the night PCT, which is just anything that happened throughout the night, anything important about that patient, just how I'm going to be helping that patient throughout the day. After that, at around 7 a.m., that's when we're checking blood pressures and blood sugars, which is extremely important. It's kind of like a baseline for the day. And then after that, that's when we're doing breakfast, we're helping with bathing, showers, personal hygiene, basically anything that you would do at home to get ready, just considering we're at the hospital. At 11 a.m., that's when we're doing blood pressures and blood sugars again. And after that, people want to bathe or shower, because some people like to do it later in the day. We do that then. And then again at 4 p.m., that's when we're checking blood pressures and blood sugars one more time. All throughout that time, we're just doing basic patient care, helping patients as much as we can with whatever they need for the most part. And that does vary on the kind of patients you have. You might have patients who are independent and don't need much help, and you might have patients that need you to do everything for them, whether it be because they're paralyzed, they're on a ventilator, they're confused, whatever the case is. It just varies on the type of patients you have. That'll impact the way that your day goes. Something that's very specific to my floor is cardiac monitoring. According to Medicomp, which is just a popular health website, states that cardiac monitoring is actually one of the most important things you can do to prevent other health complications from developing. On my floor, what we have is telemetry, which is just monitoring patients' hearts continuously. So if there's any abnormal heart rhythms, that's when either a nurse or a doctor can step in or intervene as needed. With that, these are called electrodes. These are connected to our telemonitors. Just go all over your body, but essentially just monitoring your heart rhythm. So if there's, like I said, if there's any abnormal heart rhythms, someone can intervene. That's specific to my floor, but extremely important. So that's how a typical day goes, and then just something very specific to my floor as well. So I just gave you a brief overview of how a typical day goes for me. It does vary depending on where you are. But now I just want to give some key insights where I believe you can be more efficient, more effective, either in this job or any other job that you do. But number one is simple, but ask questions. So working in healthcare, there's so much information, there's so many conditions, there's a lot of questions that people are going to ask you. So I think it's extremely important to ask questions yourself, just so you know what's going on for the most part. Any other job that you're doing, you can always ask questions. In healthcare, it's great because you have doctors around you, nurses around you. You have a bunch of people who went to school for many years, so it's always great to ask questions. But that same thing goes for any other job. That's why we have managers and other people around us. And then above asking questions, hard work. So hard work is an effort item. It's something that we can all do. It's something that's within our control. In my role, I think it's important to work hard as often as I can because I'm partially responsible for taking care of patients. So I'm partially obligated to do the best I can just so they can receive the best care possible. But any other job, or whether it be in school, I just believe working hard or hard work in general will give you better results. There's an HR director or recruiter that works for LinkedIn that stated hard work beats talent, and I've always believed that that's extremely true. And then lastly, I would say confidence. So confidence is something that I believe is developed over time with experience, but just confidence in yourself. Your patients are confident in you that you're giving them the best care possible. And I think they all go hand in hand. So asking questions so you feel confident in what you're saying or what you're doing, or hard work that you know that you did everything that could be done. So just asking questions, hard work, and confidence, I believe those are extremely important in becoming a better version of yourself, a better employee, a better student. It's not everything that's needed, but extremely important in my opinion. Now that I've given you an insight to how to become a better or more effective employee or student or whatever the case may be, I just want to give kind of a life lesson that I've learned while working in healthcare. I kind of want to present it in a scenario situation. So let's say it's the worst day of your life. Let's say you found out you have something going on with your body, a family member died, a pet died, then you have to go to Walmart, and then of course you're upset, you might have an attitude or whatever the case may be. You ask an employee where something is and he says, I'm not really sure, I think it's over there. Now it's not that big of a deal, but how would it make you feel? And I'd say another employee, you ask he or she for help, and he says, oh yeah, I think I know where it is. He'd ask you to describe what it looks like, how your day is going, is there anything else that he can help you with? Like I said, it's not that significant, but I believe it makes a difference. It might change the direction of that person's day, how that person's feeling. So I just think we have an opportunity to do small things like that. In my position, I'm working with people who might be extremely sick, someone who might be at the worst part of their life. So it's understandable for them to get extremely upset with me or mad at me or whatever the case may be. But it's not my job to react in a negative manner. It's my job to be there for them and help them as much as I can. So we never know what someone's going through. So I believe we always have an obligation, or we should hold ourselves to that standard of not reacting in a way that's not going to produce a positive outcome. So I just think we should always reflect, take a step back and reflect how we're going to react to something. So I just kind of gave you my opinion on how I believe that we should react in certain situations. I think it's extremely important. So overall today, I just gave you an insight to how my day goes as a PCT, ways I believe you can become a better employee or a better student, and then just a life lesson or a principle that I've learned over time. Beyond the life as a patient care technician, I challenge everyone watching this just to kind of change the way that you view your work, or the way you view your interactions, and take it as an opportunity just to make someone's day better, regardless of how big or how small it is. Thank you.